Okay, so for the next 5 minutes, we're going to look at the assignments. This is just to recap and remind you what's expected in terms of the assignments. And the structure for the assignments is going to be quite similar across the across the four blocks that we're going to do. So each block has three modules, as you know, and in the particular block that we're working on now, you have critical youth work theory, you have collaboration youth work, and you have global youth work. Global Youth Work Development Education. So what we're going to do is each module has a relatively short assignment associated with it. In the case of Critical Youth Work Theory, it's to write an essay, and that essay is to critique the approaches to youth work in your country and in your organisation. So it's really to look at, based on the theories that you will have been looking at in the module, is to profile how youth work is done in your country and in your organisation, and to analyse it in terms of the theories that you will have looked at over the course of the module. It's 1,000 words. It needs to be referenced, and it needs to be, I suppose, clearly written and formatted. The second piece of work is the global youth work, and this is I'm calling it a portfolio, but it's really, I suppose, what you might call a workshop resource. And it's a resource that you might use, or you might share, or you might make available to other people to use, that will educate a group within a development education framework, but will support a youth group in understanding and acting on one of the Sustainable Development Goals. So there's a number of different things that will need to contain. It'll need to look broadly at development education. It'll need to look at the goal you've selected, why and how you selected it. You need to contextualize that for young people, look at local, global, create participatory, engaging, games-based, technology-based if you want, but not necessarily so, but techniques that you use that encourage participation. And then you look at links that there might be between issues or sites or information, and provide people with a critique of those links, and then support those involved in this activity, or encourage them to act, and I suppose support them in developing mechanisms for action. So that's the type of thing that you need to do for the development education assignment. And then, sorry, I've gone past it there. The collaboration one is to write a report for the board of your organisation, looking at collaboration, looking at the value of collaboration to the work of your organisation. And then you need to look at the structures for collaboration and make recommendations to the board. Now, it's 1,000 words, so it's not an enormous piece of work. It's quite a short piece of work, but it needs to be quite strategic. And you can look at transnational collaboration if you want. You can look at national collaboration, local collaboration, or intra-organisational collaboration if it's a big organisation that you work within. Or you can look at all four types of collaboration. It's up to yourself. But it must be something that it must be something that addresses the particular context of the organisation that you work in. As part of this, you also have to develop a questionnaire to assess the extent of collaboration within your organisation. Now, you don't have to administer or set it out there. You don't have to, have that questionnaire filled. It's just to encourage you to look at the types of questions that you might look at asking people if you want to critique collaboration within the organisation. Okay, so they're the three individual assignments for each of the modules. Now, I am totally happy, or we're totally happy as a team, in you proposing different titles. But what you will need to do is forward those titles to us for approval. So if there is a topic, or if there's a project, or if there is a slightly different context or nuance that you want to put on the titles that makes the assignment more relevant to your organisation, we're perfectly comfortable for you to do that. Okay, so then the cross-modular project is a more substantial piece. It's 3,000 words. And what we're looking at is that you develop a proposal for a transnational project in development education. And what you need to do is we would recommend that you talk with your organisation and identify a project that is real, insofar as you can. You may not be able to do that, but if you can, encourage your organisation to consider putting an application for funding into a development education organisation. What we would recommend is that if you do find an application process that you want to use that. If you don't, what we would recommend is you use this proposal, which is from the Irish Aid Development Education funding round. And what it will do is I'll give you the different steps that would need to be taken to put together a credible application. So what you need to do first of all for us is put in a 250 word brief for your project. The next thing you need to do is describe the position your organisation and its approach to youth work and development education. So you need to talk about your organisation, its approach to youth work, its approach to development education. You need to summarise the nature of the project. You need to look at collaboration within it. You need to look at target groups, all of these. So you fill out all of these sections, and once that section is filled out, and it's filled out in a way that I suppose shows that you've considered and you've incorporated the various different elements of the programme into that, that is your cross-modular assignment. And again, as we said before, we would be more than happy for you to propose a different funding form, or that you would do, if it's a big funding application you're compiling on behalf of your organisation, that you would make a particular section of that funding application the assignment for this particular module, or for the cross-modular project. So that's it in terms of the cross-modular project and the 3 individual modules. The other thing to note in relation to this is that we're going to give you the flexibility to be able to define when you do those projects yourself. But on Moodle you'll see an exercise, and the exercise is for you to give us feedback on how you want to compile how you want to do the projects. So you tell us, do you want to design your own cross-modular project, or do you want to use the brief that's been attached? I also would be happy for you to define your own dates, set your own dates. So we've given you a selection of dates. You delete the date that you don't want to use, so just put one date for each of the projects, and upload that then to the assignment upload facility in Moodle, and we'll take that as being the date that we would expect your assignment to be submitted on. That's it. Thank you very much.